Hello, hope you are doing well wherever you are. I think this video is really important for me, especially just because I know the growth that I've had through the experiences that I'm having in this world right now. Sorry if I sound a little stuffed up because I am. A little congested. The skies aren't looking that good lately. Anyhow, so, you know, I have a very hard time even going on YouTube, social media. I have for a while now, and I think it's not because, I don't want to be informed or I'm trying to hide from anything or anything at all like that. I think what it is like I've never been one for someone to try to make up my mind for me. You know, I'm not going to be rude, but I don't have to agree with you and what you think to like you or to, see the good in you. And with everything that's going on, it's like there's so many lies if you just step back for a second and think for yourself. Use your own judgment on what you're seeing and hearing. And, if something just doesn't come to me more naturally, I have a tendency to just use discernment. And, I have an open mind, put it on the shelf. But I think it's quite evident that people just can't put things on the shelf anymore. They're falling down off the shelf. And that not everything you thought was a lie, but most of it is. That reincarnation is the only logical answer for why this keeps going on. You know, I find it very hard to believe that a creator of all things is just, you know, everybody that's coming in is a brand new soul. I just find that to be absurd. You know, you kind of have to infiltrate yourself to get into this world as a new soul. You have purpose if you're a new soul right now. And with everything that's going on, my only and my best advice is just take responsibility for the thoughts that are in your own head right now. And are you believing something because it's being shown to you over and over again? Or do you really know that it's the truth? See, because you can be shown something so many times that eventually you'll either be comfortable with it, complacent to it, or just plain, you know, believe it because it has to be true because, majority of the world believes it to be true. And that's where I'm different. I see what people are, I can understand it. I think about it. I do all that processing in my mind. But for me, ultimately, my decisions go back to what my spirit says. The information goes through my mind, my heart, my soul, and then to my spirit. Because the spirit is what's being broken ultimately. You don't just have a soul or a heart or a mind, you have a spirit. And that's what all this, eventually attacks, either in a good way or not so good way. So when I think about how we have to go through all these processing in our own minds to even try to understand what they're trying to present to us, you also have to look at the other people who aren't on any social media and how are they going to get this information that we deem to be so true? That we know this so well. Why don't they know it? Well, a lot of people just aren't online. Life is hard. There's other things going on in people's lives, bad relationships, children are growing up, trying to survive, health reasons. If you're homeless or not homeless or just trying not to be homeless, you know, like most people, it's like those people are not worrying about who's doing this, because ultimately, until us as people decide that we don't want it anymore, it's just like a decision you make within your own self. Once you decide you don't want it anymore, you just don't want it anymore. Why does it need to exist in your life until that moment? Why do you need to see all these prophecies fulfilled so badly? What does that do? What is this like? Okay, you were right. Yeah, I've been right about so many things, but so what? It doesn't change anything because it's the person, it's the people, it's the all of us as one. How are we reacting? Are we allowing it? Are we going to allow people to take your sovereignty away? Are you going to allow people to make your decisions? Or are you going to just say, no, I'm done? Like you would with a bad husband or a bad wife or, a bad job. You're just like, I'm done. I quit. It's over. You move on with your life, you know? And that's what they don't want you to do. The system wants you to be so involved in the system that you don't even know who you are anymore. And that's what we're seeing. And there's so much I could talk on. I could talk on this for hours, but I'm going to do this in like 8 minutes. But I just want you to know whatever decisions you make, you have to just let go of the whole world, the system, the family, the children, everything. All you hold on to is the love. Otherwise, you will recycle. Nothing will save you. You have to save yourself. You can know Jesus' words, but you have to know them for yourself. And you would understand that. You can't take this place with you because when you die, you'll just go back into the reincarnation cycle all over again because whatever you're holding on to here goes with you. That's when I say let go of everything, not in a bad way. You just hold on to love. Everything else becomes insignificant. It doesn't have any hold on you. And that's what they are ultimately scared of, that you realize that it's all just been a reincarnation trap. And that's what it is. And you don't have to reincarnate. You don't have to keep learning the lessons of losing love and bad things happening to you. How many more times do you need to learn it? If you've been reincarnating, you've learned it over and over again. It becomes insanity. So that's my best advice. Let go of everything. Don't worry about what they're going to do to you. Worry about your present moment. Work on your own heart and what you believe to be true, and you need to know it. I know what I know, but do you know what you know? I want you to know those things for yourself in your own way. So letting go, that's the best medicine of the day, and it doesn't cost anything. Much love. Bye.